caught up in this fast life. Every morning night I pray, gotta make it out some way. Put a smile back on my mama face. Yeah, I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning night I pray, gotta make it out some way. Put a smile back on my mama face. Yeah.
Not guilty.
An incarcerated individual at Massachusetts Department of Corrections. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hello.
Okay, yep, we back. So, do you want to continue what you were saying?
I want to answer your question about the ineffective thing, though, again, because I wanted to clear it up, because that I feel like in that way they was highly ineffective.
Right.
When it came to the Brady issue, because I think that was enough. That could have done a lot for my case alone, because they had police officers lying, saying that I had Brady. So it would have hurt the credibility of the Commonwealth, as it should have, because they've had them lie. You know what I'm saying? They told these people to lie. Like, they didn't just come in there and say that because it wasn't true. So they, you know what I'm saying? Like that, and especially with the lady that rolled me on the ambulance, because she was a rebuttal witness. Her whole testimony was just about whether I had braids or not. Like, that's what they called her in for. That was the only questions that she were asked.
Right.
And how long she was able to look at me in the ambulance. So when you dropped him off at the ambulance, he had cornrows. Yeah. And that's how he was able to argue, and they were able to argue. So the DA argued that I had braids. So the picture that where she was referring to, saying when I was in the next day when I was in the hospital, he argued to the jerk that I had braids in that picture, but you can't see it because it was foggy or whatever. Then he said but the picture of me, with the mugshots of me, the booking photos of me in the hospital a few days after that, which was May 5th or something, May 6th, that by then the nurses or something cut my hair off.
Right, and you had no injury to your head. So I read that too on the
website
and I had too.
Right.
Why
so
would they cut your hair with no injury to your head?
Right. I'm just getting salon services in the hospital, and I'm surrounded by police.
And they didn't ask. This is how you know it's bullshit. Because if a nurse really cut your hair, they would have had the nurse in there, the assistant nurse that was with the nurse, all tell us about how they cut your hair.
It would have been in evidence. It's not.
You would have had a whole ER in there.
They would have had a bag full of your hair.
Right.
They had a bag full of your hair saying,
the clippers that cut your hair, some more shit.
They would have had your hair look, exhibit.
That's one thing about the courts. If they got you, they ain't got no problem showing how they got you, where they got you.
Of course.
It's nothing.
But they use that argument to create a consciousness of guilt. Like I cut my hair before the picture's done, so because of the shoot. So that's how that comes across to the jury.
Lean had a good question.
They never seen these pictures. They don't really know that I really didn't have them.
Right. Go ahead, bro.
Lean has a good question, and we're bouncing around because this is so much, and there's so many holes to this story, right? Not from you, Kirkland, but more from my questions are I don't even think you can answer them. I think the courts would have to answer them. But Lean had a great question. And this is something I just wanted to know. But do you, because it's how many pictures we have here again? 10
different.
10 different photos of different men and stuff. And
no, eight.
I'm sorry.
Okay, eight photos of different men. All 8 different men and stuff.
16 photos together.
I asked Lean. Yeah, so I asked Lean, I was just asking Lean, I wonder if all these guys in these photos even know that their pictures are just floating around like this.
Right.
Do you know any of them? Or it's just a photo array that they just put together?
Yeah, I know several of them. And no. I didn't really realize it. I think we could know because they could use the pictures. So when anybody have pictures, if you get arrested or say you get a license, like a gun license or something, or any reason that they the state or the city got to take your pictures, then you're in there.
Right. So
they just got my picture just floating around.
So they got anybody's picture that fit the description. So do they know they was in this photo array?
Nah, I was gonna let a few of them know, but nah, because I was gonna put them on the website, and then if people probably would have found out, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it. I've been working so hard on the appeal and all of that.
But knowing them, you know them just through the community, through Springfield and things like that. Not just
some of them I know personally.
Right.
Like I really know.
Okay, so you've been battling your appeal since what?
I've been down since my conviction. It was 2013. I was convicted.
Okay.
So it's been 9 years, but I've been I was fighting my Rule 30, my motion for new trial, which took years because I was developing all the evidence. Because in order for me to appeal certain things, I got to bring all of this evidence to this trial court first.
Right.
And if they gun it down, then I could appeal it. So that's what I had to do. So I just went through my appeal. So even he gun no appeal. I mean my motion saying I still didn't show that I didn't have braids. That's what the judge. That basically was his ruling.
What?
And outside of
I still didn't show that I didn't have braids and I don't even know how to even explain.
And you didn't outside of appeals because there's clemency, there's pardons, and have you applied for any of those?
No, because my case is too political. I won't get anything from none of that because the politics with my case is crazy, which is why he gunned it down in the first place because that don't even make sense.
What judge was this? Do you know what judge it was?
His name is Callan. He's a newer judge, so he wasn't even my trial judge because she retired. So his name is Judge Callan, and he's new, but he don't want to be the person that gave me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand it. It'd be way easier to convict the innocent man.
And this is why due to the work that I do outside of certain things, and this is why for me it's so big because I always say that, you're not going to have a judge that's going to step up and say, this man let's try this again or let's look into this. You're not going to have a politician that's going to step up and say that. But us as community members, as when you went to trial, it was Commonwealth versus Kirkland. And we are the Commonwealth. I never signed up for that. I never said, let's take him to trial. So I think this is why us as a community, I always say that we have to back our people.
Right.
Yeah.
And not just listen to the media.
That's really make a difference in the whole thing because the media is not going to do it. That's what made me start the Free Kirkland because they wouldn't never tell my story or say anything. They know what was going on.
And if you look at
Well,
not just your story, all of y'all stories, right? And if you look at Sean Ellis, it was on Netflix. They had the police officers, the detectives that worked with, they retired now, but was working for Boston Police during the time and all of that. And if you look at the docuseries, they're in the docuseries today still saying, oh, he was guilty. And it's hold on, dude, look at all of this, though. And they're like, no, he's guilty. So if you have that, and they're not the only officers in court officials or law enforcement that think like that, as a masses, they think like that. So if you could see that on Netflix that they're saying that, I believe in this story and many other stories, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to, no matter what we say.
Definitely going to do the same thing. Definitely going to do the same thing. And the politics, it's all about the politics. In my case, right, the district attorney that did my escape charge out in Middlesex County, right after my conviction, he became a superior court judge. Wow. The DA that did the murder trial out in Springfield, right after my conviction, I'm going to say 30 days later, he was a federal judge. So in order to even get those seats, you got to get for the state, you got to get the governor to do that for you.
Right.
The governor has to assign you.
The governor's counsel. Yep.
The federal judge that came from Obama. That's the president. You know what I'm saying? So that's how deep the politics is with my case. So the only way that is going to be any redress for me is if the public is paying attention to what they're doing. Other than that, they just deny it and sweep it under the rug.
I'm caught up in this fast life. Every morning night I pray. Gotta make it out some way. Put a smile back on my